In this lesson, we're going to write linear equations in slope-intercept form using 2 points. Example 1, write an equation given the slope and a point. Oops, looks like I misspelled that up there. Slope, S-L-O-P-E, not slope. Alright, so remember when we write our equations, we are looking for them to be in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. And we know that the m is our slope and our b is our y-intercept. So in all of these cases, we're looking for the slope and we're looking for the y-intercept. Alright, so we know that we've got a slope of 3, so we're just going to identify the slope as m is equal to 3. And now we need to find the y-intercept. Well, in the previous lesson, we had a point where we had 0 being the x, knowing that the y then, was the y with it, was the y-intercept. Except for in this case, we don't have a point that has a 0. So we need to solve for b by substituting. So let's go ahead and write down what we know. We know that we've got y is equal to, then, our slope is 3, x plus b. Alright, now we've got this point. And remember our x and our y. And so what we're going to do is we're going to substitute in our point, our x and our y, to then solve for b. And that's going to give us the y-intercept. So I'm going to take, for y, I'm going to substitute in a 5. And for my x, I'm going to substitute in a 2. And then I'm just going to simply solve for b. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus b is equal to 5. I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. I'm going to have a negative 1 is equal to b. So now I know what my y-intercept is. My y-intercept is my b. So my y-intercept is equal to negative 1. Alright, so let's go ahead and put it all back in to our y is equal to mx plus b. I'm just going to write that again. Alright, so we've got our y. Our m is our slope. We know our slope is going to be 3. And our b is our negative 1. So we solved for that. Alright, let's try it again. Write an equation of the line that passes through the given point and the slope. Again, we're going to start out with y is equal to mx plus b. We're going to be looking for the slope, and we're always going to be looking for the y-intercept as well. Well, we know that our slope is 4, so let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, let's plug in what we know for our equation. I've got 4x plus b. Now we're going to take our point, so what we're doing is we're substituting in this point to solve for b. So I'm going to substitute in, and if I'm going to say this is x, and this is y, so let's just plug them in. My y is equal to 2, and my x is equal to 7, now plus b. We're just solving. I've got 28 plus b is equal to 2. So now I'm going to solve by subtracting. Oops, 28. Alright. So my b is going to be equal to a negative 26. That's my y-intercept, is negative 26. So now I've got y is equal to my slope, is given that, 4x, and my y-intercept is a negative 26, so minus 26. And that's all we're going to do there. Alright, so let's go ahead and write an equation given the point and the slope. Again, we're going back to the y is equal to mx plus b. And we're always looking for the slope, and we're always looking for the y-intercept. We're just going to be finding them a little bit differently depending on what we're given. Alright, so we know that our slope is negative 1/3. So let's go ahead and plug that into our equation. So we're starting there. Y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus b. Alright, so now we're given this point, and remember what we know is that this is x, we know that this is y. So all we're going to do is substitute in this point into our equation so that we can solve for the b. So our y is 15 is equal to negative 1/3 times, well, we're saying that x is equal to 9, plus b. We don't know what b is yet. So negative 1/3 of 9 is negative 3 plus b is equal to 15. I'm going to plus 3 on both sides, and we'll have 18 is equal to b, so positive 18. All right, so now we know our slope and we know our y-intercept, so we should be able to write our equation. Y is equal to negative 1/3 x, and our y-intercept plus 18, and that's it. All right, so now in this example, we're going to be looking at writing an equation when we're just given the 2 points. But the concept is the same. We're always going to be looking for the y is equal to mx plus b. We're identifying the slope, and we're going to identify the y-intercept as well. So identify the slope. Well, I'm not given the slope here, but I know how to find it. Remember, we can find slope by y of 2 minus, so m is equal to y of 2 minus y of 1, all over x of 2 minus x of 1. All right, so let's plug in what we have. And this is going to be my x and my x and my y. This is going to be the 1s, and that'll be the 2s. Okay, so y of 2, negative 1, minus 5, all over 2 minus negative 2. All right, so negative 1 minus 5, you'll have a negative 6, all over a positive 4. We can simplify that down to negative 3 all over 2. So my slope is negative 3 all over 2. Now remember, we're looking for the y-intercept then. So I'm going to go back to my equation of what I know so far. Y is equal to negative 3 all over 2, because I know that that's my slope, x plus b. So now, it doesn't matter which point I pick. I just need to substitute in. You're going to get the same answer regardless. So let's just pick one of the points. So I'm going to pick our point, negative 2, 5, and I'm substituting that in for my x and for my y. So my y is 5 is equal to negative 3 all over 2 times my x, which is negative 2, plus b. All right, so now let's solve. So negative 3 all over 2 times negative 2 is going to give us a positive 3, plus b is equal to 5. So let's subtract out our 3, and b is going to be equal to 2. So our y-intercept now we know is 2. So we're just going to go back and we're going to plug it into our equation. Y is equal to, let's find our slope. Our slope was negative 3 all over 2, x, plus, I've got 2 for my y-intercept, and that's all we're going to do. All right, let's go ahead and do it one more time. Write an equation of the line that passes through the 2 given points. Again, in all of these, we're starting out with y is equal to mx plus b. We're looking for the slope, and we're looking for the y-intercept. All right, so now, let's go ahead and we need the slope. Well, I'm not given the slope, so let's go ahead and find it. I'm going to take 7 minus 4 all over 2 minus 1. Y of 2 minus y of 1 all over x of 2 minus x of 1. All right, so 7 minus 4 gives me 3. 2 minus 1 gives me 1. So my slope is equal to 3. All right, so my slope is equal to 3. So now let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. Again, let's go back to what we know. We know that we've got y is equal to then 3x plus b. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take a point and we're going to substitute it in so we can solve for that y-intercept. So I'm just going to take my 1, 4. This is my x, this is my y. So I'm going to say that y is equal to 4. 4 is equal to 3 times x, which will be 1, plus b. 3 times 1 is 3. All right, now I'm going to solve by minusing 3. B is going to be equal to a positive 1. So I know that my y-intercept is equal to 1. So once we have the slope and we've got the y-intercept, now all we have to do is plug it back into our equation. Y is equal to our slope of 3x plus our b, which is equal to 1. And that's all we have. So in this lesson, we took a look at how we could be given the point or 2 points and the slope to write an equation.